Coach Howard here with Howard Elite Basketball. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to become a good point guard. Let's go. Now, I've been gone for a while, but I am back, man. And I apologize to everybody, who've been asking me, Coach Howard, where have you been? For all of my guys that's true Howard Elite fans, you know that it's probably about 2 spots in the year where I kind of go missing for a little while. It's in the middle of the basketball season, at the beginning of the school year. And the reason why I go missing in these spots is because my life is crazy around these times. I coach high school basketball, and the amount of work that I'm doing kind of makes it very hard for me to, get on this YouTube and drop videos for you guys. But during the spring, the summer, I am dropping nothing but heat every single week, and that's what I'm about to start doing right here, right now. Now, before we get into this video, let's make sure we hit the like button. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want to know anything talking about basketball, make sure you check the channel. I have so many videos, and it's probably going to cover anything that you want to talk about. And if I don't, leave a comment below. Make sure you leave that comment below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So now what you guys click the button for it, the title for it, is how to become a great point guard. Number one thing that you need to become a good point guard is great ball handling. Some people are thinking, oh, I can dribble the ball really well, I guess I'm a great ball handler. No, being a good ball handler and being a good dribbler are two different things. A good dribbler, like you said, can handle the ball, can cross people over, it can do a whole lot of dribbling. A good ball handler can also dribble, but they have a lot of IQ. This is how you can know if you're a good dribbler versus a good ball handler. Good dribbler will dribble the ball a whole lot, do a whole lot of moves, have the ball in their hand for a long time, do about 4 or 5 moves, and then put a shot up. A good ball handler is very effective with the way that they dribble. They change speeds, change directions. They're not holding the ball for the whole entire time. They're getting their teammates the ball in their correct spots, making great passes. A great ball handler involves having IQ, knowing the game, knowing the spots on the floor that your teammate likes the ball. Whereas a good dribbler can just dribble, but don't necessarily know when it is time to give that ball up, when it is time to shoot it, when it is time to call for those picks and those screens, and how to use those things effectively. So with that being said, you can be a great ball handler and not a great dribbler. You can be a great dribbler and not a great ball handler. But if you want to be a great point guard, you have to be a great ball handler. Now, for the second thing that you have to be good at, you have to know how to shoot the ball. This isn't always the case. If you are like super great in other areas, then you probably don't have to know how to shoot. But for the most part, if you want to be a great point guard, you have to know how to shoot the basketball. It will be very difficult to get your teammates open and to create for your teammates if the defense doesn't even have to guard you at the 3-point line or guard you outside of the paint. Good example of this, of point guards who kind of struggle with that jump shot and it makes their life a little harder, is a Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo would probably be a stat sheet stuffer if he could shoot a little bit better. Being able to shoot causes the defense to spread out a little bit more. If you can shoot, your defender has to come all the way out to you, which also opens up driving lanes for you. It opens up spots for your teammates as well, because when you drive past the defender, what has to happen is the defense has to come over and help, and then you have another man wide open. All right, so shooting gets you points, but being able to shoot also is a space creator. It creates space for you, it creates space for your teammates. That is why I think the second thing that any good point guard has to know how to do is shoot the basketball. All right, the third thing you have to be good at in order to be a great point guard is being able to make extended layups. What do you mean by extended layups, coach? Extended layups are like the floaters, the layups where you do not get all the way to the rim. Now, for point guards, this is extremely important because most point guards are not the tallest players on the court. Unless you're LeBron James or Ben Simmons, of course. Most point guards are smaller guys, littler in stature, and they can't always get to the rim. So you have to be able to make those extended layups, those floaters right over the top of those 7-footers, those Chris Paul type of shots, those Kyrie Irving, those Steph Curry type of shots, those shots that go high off the glass that humiliates the 7-foot shot blocker, okay? If you can make these extended layups, that will give you a definite, distinct advantage when you're going against these defenses. Blowing past people, it happens a lot when you're a point guard, especially if you're a good ball handler. You're going to blow past people, but what you have to understand is once you blow past your defender, which should be easy for a really good point guard, there's always going to be help side defense. And beating that help side defense gets harder as you go up in the levels. Now in middle school, you probably could lay it up on a help side defender because they're not that huge. But as you start getting into high school, college, and if you plan on going as far as the NBA, you have to be able to make extended layups over the help side defense. This is probably going to be an extremely part of your game if you plan on being a great point guard. Now the fourth thing that you're going to have to be good at in order to be a good point guard, you have to have great communication skills. When you're on that basketball court, you have to constantly be effectively communicating with your teammates and your coach. It is your job to be the glue between your teammates and your coach while you're on that court. Everything that's going on, you have to be constantly talking. You have to be talking about the screens that's about to happen. You should be there, you should be here. Let's pinch that rebounder on the free throws. There's so much to talk about on a basketball court that will help your team know where they should be. It also helps you know where you should be. Because as a point guard, you really should know where everyone should be on that court. And that kind of plays into IQ as well. So the fourth thing, like I said, is just being an effective communicator, constantly talking while you're on that court. And while you're off the court on the bench, if your teammates are doing some good things, you should be constantly cheering them on. Effective communication is very important. This last, but it's really not the last thing. It could be first based on your skill level. And the reason why I say that is because some guys are so skilled that even if they're selfish, it's kind of okay. You know what I mean? Like the Iversons, you know, those type of guys, even if they're a little ball hoggish a little bit, it's okay because they're just so skilled. But for the people that aren't that skilled, be very unselfish, okay? When you're unselfish, you're making great passes, getting your teammates involved, your team is going to be a whole lot better. They're going to be more willing to play defense. They're going to be more willing to move without the ball. And that's super important. If your teammates know you're going to come down and just jack up a shot, why would I run a play? Why would I move without the ball? Why would I run hard off those screens if I know this guy's going to come down, dribble 36 times, come off 10 different screens and shoot a fadeaway jump shot? Why would I even move? Why would I even put any energy and effort to try to make my team better when I already know what this point guard is about to do? So being unselfish is definitely a great part of being a point guard, and also a great part of just winning as a team. When your team is unselfish, your team can do great things when that ball is moving. But it starts with the point guard, because the point guard is normally the first person to touch the ball, and they touch the ball every single possession. So if they're passing the ball, making early passes, moving when they don't have the ball, that is very contagious. Just like if they're coming down and just jacking up shots, that is very contagious too, because the next time you pass it to the wing, that wing doesn't know when they're going to get the ball again. So shoot, I might as well shoot that thing up, because I do not know if this point guard is going to give it back to me. So being unselfish, I got it at the 5th spot, but it probably could be number 1, and it probably should be number 1 for some of you guys out there that want to be really, really good point guards. Coach Howard here with Howard Elite Basketball. I just showed you how to become a good point guard. If you use all of those 5 steps and work on your game, I promise you, you will have a chance to be a better end, high-end point guard. If you like anything about this video, make sure you hit the like button. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want to know anything talking about basketball, check the channel. I'm pretty sure I got a video on something that you want to know about, different drills, different moves, everything about basketball. I got it on the channel. And if not, leave a comment below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. That's all I got for y'all, man. Coach Howard, Howard League Basketball. Let's go.
Shaking.